Okay, so sometimes people want to get married and they have everything in place. Well, they have a good job, they're of age, the family is putting pressures, and it's either they can't find the right person or they found the right person, they cannot keep a stable relationship. And most of the time people think that, well, some witches and wizards that are responsible.
Village people.
Oh, yes. Like some people will say village people are responsible. But is that really the case? And I'll say that from experience, most of the time, that is just 1/10 of all the reasons that that causes marital delay. You know, and most of the time also, a lot of people want to pray, especially Christians. I believe in the power of prayer.
Okay.
But I also believe that some things are just pure common sense. And some things are just applying wisdom. So if someone is like maybe 40, they're not married, and you're praying and you've been praying for 5 years and your prayers are not giving you results, you should be able to look into what else am I not doing. So that's what this topic is about. For instance, people have bad characters, and you know, someone with a bad character will never admit that they have a bad character.
True.
So if someone has a bad character, that's very simple to identify. Let us say someone who's been in several relationships, you know, in and out. Instead of going into the next one, I think they should see a counselor to say, in the last 2 years, I've been in 3-4 relationships that didn't work. I just want to find out if you can help me. I think we're also in this part of the world that believes that nothing can be wrong with us. And a lot of people also believe that, why do I need a counselor if I think I know what to do? You know, but if you have a trend, if someone has a trend of in and out of relationship, is enough to seek a professional help to say, where am I getting it wrong, before you blame the devil for everything. Okay, so let me just say something concerning what you just said now. So not every pastor is a counselor, and I think that we all get mixed up.
We mix it up.
So a pastor is a shepherd, and I don't deny the fact that some pastors can be counselors if you're trained. You know, it's one thing to be called of God, it's another thing to be trained. Like you learn it, you have the experience, you have the practice. And so you cannot just say, because you preach in church, you read your Bible, and so you know expressly or expertly what to do. It doesn't always work like that way. So in churches where you have pastors, it's okay to also have counselors. In churches where a pastor feels like I would love to be a counselor, then they should get trained and practice in it. Now back to your question of, at what point does somebody seek the help of a counselor? Is the help where you realize that something is wrong? You know, if you cannot realize that, oh, there's something wrong, you will not see the need for help. So if you say, okay, so 3 relationships gone and none of them, you didn't marry anyone, especially if they got to a committed state, you know, and you didn't marry, that shows that there's something wrong. And instead of you thinking that, well, it's their problem, I'm pretty, I'm this and I'm that, is their problem. Now you should sit before someone and who can objectively look at the situation and advise you. So the first step is to acknowledge that something is not right, and the possibility is I could be the problem. Before you begin to think about, okay, so what next to be done? Something as little as, well, let's not say little, as pride can be a reason why somebody can experience marital delay. And you know, pride is very tricky. Someone can be proud and they don't know they're proud, or they don't want to agree they're proud because it seems like a negative attitude. Again, I also think that the way people say it to someone that is proud, like, you're proud, it's not going to go well.
Like in a derogatory term,
Yes.
like, you know, you're proud, a very proud person.
Exactly. So imagine two people in a relationship and then the guy tells the lady, you are proud. Oh, you are a very proud person.
Mm-hmm.
It's enough for her to think of ending that relationship. But that even shouldn't really be the case. If you are in a relationship, such kind of statement should be even anybody. If someone says you're proud, it's enough for you to sit back and consider, why does this person perceive me as being proud? Now, being defensive alone shows that indeed the person is
proud.
is proud. So another thing that can also be responsible for marital delay is being selective, or someone being choosy.
I don't want this guy, he's too short.
Exactly.
I don't want that lady, she's too big.
Yes. So there's also a very sensitive one, parental influence. You know, sometimes some parents feel they know what is best for their children. And then it's actually two ways. They think they know what's best for the children, and so they see the child rolling with somebody. They feel, oh no, this one is from this one that attended polytechnic, you can't go there. This one that is from this, you can't go there. You know, and so because of that, the child is waiting for who the parent is going to say yes to, and so they keep waiting and waiting. You know, that is connected to tribal reason. You know, from experience, I've seen a lot of people who say, me, I cannot marry Igbo. The dowry is too much. Me, I cannot marry Yoruba, and they eat too much amala. Those are really flimsy excuses that I believe cannot even sustain marriage. The happiness of a blissful home is not dependent on the tribe. Sometimes when you ask these people, why are you considering this particular tribe over another? We hear things like, oh, because I want my children to speak our language. Now, your children can speak your language and you can still not have a good home. Meanwhile, your children can speak any other language and then you have a good home. So if you want to get married and then you're looking for a certain tribe, some people believe that a certain tribe should be hardworking. All these things are really very personal. Who wants to be lazy will be lazy the way they want.
Yeah.
One of the things that was mentioned in the book that I talked about is the fact that a lot of people don't even know what they want in life. They don't know what they want in life. And when someone don't know what they want in life, they won't even know what to look forward to in marriage. It's the reason why you see some people get married after a few years, they're feeling like they're not compatible with their partner. Because they started from a point where they don't know what they want in life, they don't know where they're going, they don't know what they want to achieve, they don't know why they are doing what. Now, when you don't know where you're going in life or why you're doing what, you will always be seeking for your worth in another person. Now, you're going to struggle if that person also don't even know where they're going. That's like two blind people. And so if you feel like, well, I don't know where I'm going, so that's why you see sometimes couples fight. They have misunderstanding. You're not working, you're not putting food on the table, you're not. Two people who know where they are going won't even have time for all of those several disagreements. So if someone knows where they are going, what they want, they will be looking out for a partner that suits that desire. Instead of thinking that everything is wrong. Now, I'm not saying that it is impossible to meet someone who you don't just flow. Like you don't just flow and then you say, nah, this is not going to work. But if every time someone comes, you find something wrong, someone comes, you find
there's
something.
always a fault.
Yes. So by the third person, you should be able to sit back and ask myself, wait, how can three people come in a row and something is wrong with them?
All of them.
Do I need to review
Myself?
what is called my own standard? Because again, standard, sometimes the standard of what people have in their head may be their mom, their dad, their aunt, and they're looking for the person who fits into that. So, and most of the time it doesn't really work that way. Yeah. when I hear people say marriage is not for me, I really sympathize with them, honestly, because it just shows that marriage has been modeled to them in a wrong way.
Okay.
You know, it's possible that they were brought up under a situation where mom and dad didn't really model marital love to them, or they were brought up in a situation where there was no regard for one another, or they have even been brought up in a situation where maybe one spouse or the both of them have abused themselves. So they don't believe that there can be this happily ever after marriage.
Okay.
So that is enough for them to say, see, I don't want this, it's a lot of trouble, I just want to have children, and so be it. The same way, when someone had been modeled marriage to in a proper way, they look forward to it. They want to get married, they want to have their family. So the way people perceive marriage most of the time is what they have been exposed to and what has been modeled to them. Commitment is a big issue. It's for the mature.
Okay.
In fact, commitment means that you sort of just selling off your right. Let me put it that way. It means that, well, I am no more my own. I don't want to do it my own way. I want to consider another person's opinion. And it only takes someone who can come to a point of being able to make whatever sacrifice, of letting go of themselves to get to that point. Many people don't want to get there. They don't want to be accountable to anybody. They don't want anybody to check up on them. They don't want anybody to be in their space. And marriage will never give you the opportunity to do that. You have to say where you're going, what you're doing, who you're hanging out with.
You have to be responsible for somebody and to somebody.
Yes. Many people don't want to do that. Now, cohabitation it's not the same as marriage. You can't even put them as side by side. It's not. It's like, well, boyfriend and girlfriend, and you're sleeping over. If you are cohabiting, let's say two mature people are cohabiting, the question is why? You can as well get married. Because when people cohabit, there's no commitment. It means that any day one person can decide to walk away.
Yes.
And because you know that the bounds of marriage will not allow you walk away like that, so you just want, okay, so let's cohabit. So when I feel like having intimacy, so I have someone to have intimacy with. When I feel like acting married, I have someone to act married with. So when I want to be single, so when I want to be single, I can also just move away. It therefore means that, so the person you're cohabiting will have also the right to bring in somebody any day when they like, because they have no marital commitment. Yes.